The major question going around the industry is, can video games cause blindness? And due to my 2-minute Google search, I found from a Quora page, it can. Plus cancer, herpes, and it causes virginity. Damn. There have been a number of articles and big news sections on this, GTA and Doom being the biggest contenders to this blindness epidemic, with these games being rated M for macular hyperplasia. I thought, what better way to help our population than speaking for the recommendation of video game board games. The only real factor differing these and the former is the screen. So, pretty much anything that makes it fun. But with any substitutes, you have to be ready to deal with the cutbacks. We start with a game that's easily recognizable. Tetris. Specifically, the Tetris board game. So to start off the game, you're given a set number of pieces, tokens, and cards to really capture the board game feel. For my research, I think the hardest part of the game is the fact that you have to play at the exact same time, so you can't let the other person go ahead or let you go too far behind. The only real trouble is that everybody knows humans are really bad at coordinating. Just take a look at your parents. Oh, one's dead? I'm really sorry. The one thing I do like is that you're given the same pieces as the other person, so you can't really be blaming RNG that they got better RNG than you. So what I'm saying is don't be a pussy and just suck it up. Also, stop me if I'm being too rash, but I think this actually makes it a definitive version of Tetris due to the fact that it's introduced a single black piece. They're called minus. I just thought you needed to know that. It's no real good information, you could use that. Since this is a board game, you can't just swipe out pieces like you do in normal Tetris. Points are awarded once you completely fill up the board. Points are distributed to 2 points per row and 1 for each Tetris. That's how you get the points. There's also achievement cards that give you more points, but I feel like that doesn't really change the outcome of the game. While this is an interesting take on the Tetris game, I just think it's only really a gimmick to try 1 or 2 times, but apart from that, I don't see it being played for as much fun as you'd play just normal Tetris. Especially since Tetris is famously a single player game, it requires you to have somebody else with you, aka friends. And I feel like if you're going for just a single player game, you're better off just playing normal Tetris. Now this next game, I know indie reps are going to be so proud of this. It's the Stardew Valley board game. Now, I think I should start this off by saying I haven't actually played Stardew Valley. Now I know that's a little disappointing and disheartening, and that I might seem a little unqualified. But I've played Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Wild World, what's that? No, I haven't played any other Animal Crossing game. So everything I say might sound gibberish to me, but if you play Stardew Valley, it should make sense. It's a 4-player game. The goal of it is to complete 4 grand puzzles and 6 bundles in the community center. Now, these are picked at random at the beginning, and you play for an in-game year, and the days go day by day. So this game shouldn't take you 365 days, but it could. At the start of each day, you pick a day card, which makes something happen. Each player gets 2 actions to pick from and decide what to do that day. This is giving me heavy, yeah. The worst part of the game for me is that they have an economy, and I'm famously known for being really bad with money. Economies also give me heavy Monopoly vibes, and I heavily don't flip with that game. Now the hardest and definitely most off-putting part of this game is making friends. But this being a board game, you can literally give them anything as long as they don't hate it and you can befriend them. Wow, if only it was that easy in real life. To me, this definitely seems way more appealing than the Tetris one before. Something about the coziness of Stardew Valley, but being in tabletop format just draws me in more than Tetris really does. This next one I feel like is famously known for giving people anxiety. It's the Dead by Daylight game. Just like the actual game, there are 5 people, 4 survivors and 1 killer. It's very faithful as an adaptation. It has perks and blood points, so it stays true enough to that game in that regard. Unlike the actual game, we're only given 2 maps, but hopefully in a DLC, they'll update it and introduce a few new maps, you know? Movement is controlled through movement cards. People should follow the direction that movement card specifies. Survivors have a lot of options. They can rummage, hide, spring, drop pallets, repair generators, exit gates, sabotage, cleanse, and heal. Now, I know that's a lot to take in. Most of it can easily be understood. But if you're dumb, then it's okay, I am too. Most of these can be easy to follow because they're done through cards, turns, and tokens, or in a generator's case, a dice roll. The killer has just the same amount of abilities, being able to sacrifice and attack players, as well as pick them up. The game ends when either there's an escape token is received, meaning you did all the generators, you escaped, you're fine, or the killer gets 8 sacrifice tokens, which is given 1 per each turn a survivor is sacrificed. Some would say this is more balanced than the original game, and others would say, did I steal that joke from the comment section? Yes, I did. The last board game I have for you today is the Sniper Elite board game. The game can have up to 4 players, one side being the sniper, and the other side being the Germans. The sniper's goal is to complete 2 objectives. which is mainly just to get a certain spot on the board, nothing too much. The Germans win either by just waiting time or killing the sniper. There's 2 turns per round, with the one being the sniper's move and the other being the German's move. The fun thing about this is the sniper isn't on the board unless revealed, making it actually feel very secretive and tense in some situations. As you can tell, that's it for this one, making it very simple. That's what makes this one the most appealing. The simpleness doesn't really hinder people from entering the game, makes it easy to understand, and you can introduce it to almost anybody. In conclusion, video games when transferred into the board game format just tend to have a giant assortment of rules, and while that isn't bad, I think it can get complicated very fast. I do believe that if the right audience reaches these games, it can be a whole can of fun worms for people. With that, I think I've reviewed enough board games for a lifetime. Hey, wait a minute. I think I just got a message. Oh, video games don't cause blindness. They cause violence. That makes a lot more sense.